Are you feeling lost in Google Drive? Not sure where your files are or how to organize them? Join us on a quick tour to unlock the secrets of Google Drive organization. Discover how to navigate, find what you need, and stay organized effortlessly. Let's dive in. Hello, I'm Amy Novick, a professional organizer, Google certified trainer, and productivity specialist. I empower business owners with Google solutions. In the comments below, tell me your biggest frustration with Google Drive. I'd love to make things easier for you. What you're going to learn today is just one of the things you will learn inside of my online classes. For more information and to register for these classes, click the links in the description below. In this video, I will explain list versus grid layout, each item in Google Drive's left menu, how to search in Drive 3 different ways, and the new button for creating and uploading files and folders. When things are listed alphabetically in your Drive and you can see who the owner is and when they were modified, you are in list layout. You can also switch to grid layout, where the folders will be listed at the top and any files will be shown as a square, and you can see a preview of the file. For instance, here is a grid layout. Let's move on to the left side navigation. My Drive used to be the default screen and is still where I prefer to start. Notice that you can change your start page to My Drive. We'll take care of that later. Also, one hint is that if you have folders in the center of your screen in your Drive, you can also use this little tiny triangle to see those same folders on the left. Shared drives are allowed in Workspace Business Standard and above. The difference between My Drive and shared drives is that shared drives are in companies and each drive owns the files that are put into it. So the Drive CC admin owns the files that are inside of it. The CC Marketing Drive owns the files that are inside of it, not any one person, which is helpful for ensuring that files that should stay within the company do so. So shared drives, again, are only in companies. Administrators in the companies can create them. And notice that different people have access to different drives. So you can section out marketing separate from admin or finances or HR. Shared with me are any files that have been shared with you. Notice that we can see who has shared files with this account. Recent is any files you have used recently, as in today I used all these files earlier this week, earlier this month, earlier this year. I always go back to recent when I am looking for the file that I was just using. Starred files are your favorites. Your hearts, your likes, your loves. When you can star a file and then it will be easily findable, right here in starred. So it's the files you use most frequently, always want to be able to find even though it's buried 3 levels deep. Spam is anything that Google deems suspect and you can move it out or things will be deleted after 30 days. Trash is anything you put in the trash. And again, if you do nothing with it, it will be deleted in 30 days. But that means you have 30 days to retrieve it out of there should you need it. Storage shows you how much storage you are using and how much you have left. And it will tell you what is taking up your storage. When Google Drive started, these were the main things that were in here. They have recently added some more productivity tools closer to the top. Workspaces are meant to collect files you need for a particular project all in one place so that they're easier to access while working on that project. Workspaces are similar to folders, but the files can be from many different folders. It's more like a tag. So these files can come from many different locations and live in this workspace so they're easily accessible when you are sitting down to work on that project. Activity will automatically pull in any file with recent comments or requests that need your attention. So if somebody adds a comment in a document and mentions you, that file will show up here. Home is the new starting screen. On this home page, there are suggested files based on your recent activity. That's really what this is any suggested files are located here. If you'd like to change it back to My Drive and just always see your personal file structure that you have created, you can change it to My Drive in your settings right here. Change your start page. It can be either Home or My Drive. So far we have covered the views and the left menu. Please remember that no matter what you do and where your files are, you can always search. Remember that Google is a search engine and it can search in your drive as well. In this search bar, we can search for your drive with words like metrics. We'll find every file that has the word metric in it. Or I could search by people, owner, the owner of a file. Who owns all these files? Also notice that they have added all of these filters to the drive itself. So if I only want to find documents with the word metric in them, now I have a shorter list. What if I only want spreadsheets with the word metric in it? Or images with the word Google. So these filters are very powerful in your search to find what you are looking for. In addition, we also have advanced search, which is right up here in the search bar. Now you can combine all of your filters and say any particular kind of file by a specific person has the words Google that's anywhere, and then I can search. So this advanced search is very powerful. Believe it or not, I once had a manager who didn't use any folders at all and only used search to find what he needed in his drive. The new button is extremely important. I often hear, I don't even know how these files got in my drive. The new button allows you to do many things. It allows you to create files in your drive and upload files to your drive. If I click the new button, I can create docs, sheets, slides, and forms in my drive and more. There are many, many types of Google files. I could also upload a file or a whole folder of files from your device, whether your phone or your computer. And please remember that we have many kinds of files that you can keep in your drive. It is not just Google files, including photos, PDFs, videos, etc. If somebody shares a file with you and it's not in your drive yet, you can right-click and organize it and add a shortcut to your drive and put it wherever you would like. Now, if I go back to my drive, here is a shortcut to the file that was shared with me. Lastly, for those of us who love sorting and organizing, we can always make a new folder to put more things in it. And I can color code it. For those of us who enjoy sorting and organizing files, you can also create a new folder. Then I can move a file into that folder. Or I can drag things into the folder to help me stay organized. During this tour of Google Drive, I explained list layout versus grid layout, each item in Google Drive's left menu, how to search in your drive, and the new button where you can create and upload files and folders. If this information was helpful and you want more like it, Register for my online classes using the links in the description below.